Morning. So it is 7:25 a.m. and as requested, I'm going to show you what a full day of eating looks like for me. So just a bit of groundwork before we start. I haven't been tracking recently, but I'm going to track today just so I can throw up the calories and protein and stuff as we go. The other thing to note is that I'm currently 174 pounds and I'm trying to gain weight. So I'm trying to gain about half a pound a week, and for the last 5 weeks I've been pretty much spot on. So yeah, worth taking that into account when you see the amount of calories and stuff that I'm eating. So starting the day with a shake, because I can't really stomach anything else before I train, which is 40 grams of pea protein. So I'm not using whey in the morning anymore. A banana and 50 grams of ice cream, just because the pea protein doesn't mix as well. I'm going to neck this now, get my headspace, take some caffeine, and then in about half an hour I'm going to get out and start training in the rain. Okay, so this is meal 2. It's post-training. It's second breakfast, brunch, whatever you want to call it. And is that the best angle? So we've got 2 rounds of wholemeal toast, 2 eggs with a little bit of olive oil, and this, which is magic, courtesy of Miss Dorrance. We have 20 grams of cashew nuts in there with 3 Brazil nuts and a glass of apple juice. So I can appreciate that for some of you that looks like a hell of a lot of calories, and if you're dieting then it is a hell of a lot of calories, but it's also quite a scalable meal. So if I was to start dieting now, the cashew nuts would go. I'd keep the Brazil nuts in. I would drop down to 1 slice of toast because it's massive anyway, so that would be fine. I'd drop the olive oil out. I'd probably use a lower calorie spread, and I'd have an apple rather than apple juice, which would cut off about 50 calories as well. Just making those changes there would probably drop it down to about 500 calories, which for a full meal is not that bad. So yeah, quite a scalable meal. Alright, so this is going to be meal 3 of the day. We've got stir fry. So in there's broccoli, peas, sweet corn, 3 different colours of peppers, and spring onions. I'm going to be chucking some of this stuff in as well. 5 spice, pepper, sea salt, and chili powder. And in there we've got 150 grams of corn as well. Alright, so I am out walking post 4th meal. My 4th meal every day is just a meal with the family, so I have a lot less control over that one. But not worth sacrificing that for the, potential upsides. So it was a chili today, and I'm going to throw up a picture next with a good estimate as to the amount of calories and proteins and all of that sort of stuff, but obviously it's not going to be exact. I do think it's worth mentioning that about eating the same thing as the rest of the family, because a lot of people who have tried dieting in the past sort of feel like they can't do that, and any behaviour that you have to implement in order to start dieting that makes you feel like you're missing out on something is likely to cause issues further down the road. So if you can get to a point where you can maybe compromise a little bit but still sit down and eat a similar meal to the rest of the family at the same time, is going to increase your chances of having a successful diet in the long term. So this is the last thing I'm going to eat today. We are settling down for a Skype session and an episode of My Family, I believe. And I'm going to be having half of one of these, which is about 20 grams of protein and about 160 calories for half of one of those. So that'll be the last thing I eat, and it'll take me up to about 160 grams of protein for the day. And then I shall just have my hot chocolate before bed. Alright, so this is my last 100 or so calories for the day. So I hope there's been some use from me doing this for some of you. I know quite a few that have been watching the YouTube videos are people that are trying to gain weight, so hopefully it will give some sort of just an idea into what I'm doing while I'm sort of consistently gaining weight. Yeah, and if there's anything else that you'd like to see along these lines, then let me know in the comments.